Have you ever been in a position where you felt others didn't care about you? Have you ever done a good job, had a brilliant idea, or contributed something really useful for others, but got no appreciation for it? I understand how difficult this is. Sadly, sometimes even when you behave properly, do what's good for everyone, and offer your help to others, people may ignore or act as if they don't see your real value. In fact, if you continue to satisfy people who don't acknowledge your efforts, you might lose your motivation, and changing this situation can be very hard. It's certainly a bad feeling, and it gets worse when it affects someone you love, such as family, friends, or a partner. Stoic philosophy teaches us that we shouldn't seek recognition from others because it's not in our control, and such recognition may never come. Therefore, you shouldn't depend on it, as that will only make you unhappy. But what if I told you there are ways to become more important in someone's life, to get more recognition? In fact, if you learn and apply what we're going to show you, it's very likely that this can happen. There are some steps that can help you remain at the front of someone's mind. By following these 9 steps, you can make sure that the people you love feel that you are always a priority in their lives. Now that you know the problem, it's time to change your strategy by learning the solution. Let's go. Before we start, I'd like to ask you to watch this video until the end, because every step is essential. Step 1. Make them afraid of losing you. This is one of the most effective psychological methods you can use to make someone treat you as a priority. People are often more driven by the fear of losing something than the chance of gaining it. If you want someone to value you as a priority, you need to make them worry about losing you. To do that, start creating some emotional distance. Stop telling them your feelings and secrets. Start to spend your time with other people as well. This will make them feel like they're not as close to you as they were before. It's a very strong technique, but must be used carefully. If you pull away too much, they may stop trying to get you back, so you need to use this technique smartly and moderately. Step 2. Don't always be there. It is often said that quality matters more than quantity in many aspects of life, and this is true for relationships as well. If you want to be important to someone, you may have to make yourself less accessible. The more you are always ready to help, the more likely you are to be overlooked. This doesn't mean you should be selfish and only help when you feel like it. But if you always put others first, it's time to take care of yourself. Letting them know that you have other things to do and that you're not just sitting around for them will make them appreciate you more. Step 3. Be a little mysterious. People usually like the mysterious and enigmatic. The unknown can be mesmerizing and often makes people feel closer. In relationships, being a bit mysterious can be beneficial. If you want to be a priority, don't tell everything about yourself right away. Drop clues about your hobbies and interests without giving too much information. Be vague when answering questions and don't go into details about your past. The aim is to keep the other person curious and eager to know more about you. Gradually, they will start to see you as a priority in their lives. Step 4. Let them invest in you. This is a subtle step that you must handle carefully and moderately because you don't want to alienate people, but rather the opposite. Think about this. Who is more likely to see you as a priority? Someone who has put a lot of effort into you or someone who hasn't? The answer is clear. If you want someone to see you as a priority, you need to let them invest in you. This can be done in different ways. For instance, let them invest their time in you by saying no to plans you know you can't keep. Also show that your time is precious. Don't always be ready and make them wait for you. This behavior will convey the message that you're not just anybody, and they need to work harder to earn your time. This will make them see you as a challenge and start to prioritize you again. Remember that you need to use this method moderately for it to work. Don't exaggerate, or the outcome may end up being the opposite of what you want. Step 5. Put your needs first. This doesn't mean being egotistical. Putting your needs first simply means not settling for less than you deserve. For example, if you know that someone will not respect you, why would you stay close to that person? By choosing people who value you, you boost your chances of being valued. It's important to remember that you can't change how someone feels about you. You can only change how you feel about yourself. If you want to be important to someone, make sure you're important to yourself. Step 6. Don't make them the center of your life. Do you know that people often want what they can't get? It's true. The more someone thinks they have to earn something, the more they want it. You may have heard the saying, "The grass is always greener on the other side." This saying represents people's tendency to be more fascinated by what they don't have. This is true for interpersonal relationships as well. So, this 6th step reminds you to remember this fact when interacting with other people. It urges you to keep some space so that people become more interested to your presence. This will send the message that you're not needy for their attention, and gradually, they will appreciate you more. Step 7. Reduce your communication frequency. If you're always the one who reaches out to someone you value, you might want to reconsider your approach. This might sound like a bad idea, because if you want to matter to someone, don't you have to communicate with them? The answer is no. When you constantly communicate with someone, they start to take you for granted. They get comfortable with your efforts and begin to see you as less valuable. So what should you do instead? Just stop communicating so much and see what happens. If the person really cares about you, they will try to contact you. Step 8. Make yourself happy. If you want to matter to someone, you need to make yourself happy and not rely on them for your happiness. While it would be nice to have someone who supports us and makes us feel good, depending on them for our happiness can lead to frustration. Moreover, when we rely on others for our happiness, we're not living our own lives. We're living according to their plans and preferences, which can lead to bitterness. If you want to matter to someone, you need to make yourself happy. This will not only make you happier in the long term, but it will also make you more appealing to others because you'll seem more balanced and confident. Step 9. Be ready to leave. The thought of leaving someone we love can be scary, but it's a necessary step. By showing that you're not scared to leave, you're sending the message that you won't settle for anything less than you deserve. The right person will naturally see you as important and make an effort to keep you in their life. Always remember that your role is to do the right thing, which is within your control. Therefore, you should be aware that your actions are right in the eyes of others. And by doing this, you should feel good. Don't expect that you will always be praised or acknowledged and that people will always give you the respect you deserve. Be patient, and people will naturally start to see you the way you deserve. Here's the conclusion to summarize the logic of these 9 steps on how to be important to others. Please try to remember it to the end. We've all felt moments where we felt ignored or not valued. However, it's important to remember that our journey in life is unique, and other people's values may not reflect our true worth. Instead of letting these situations affect our self-worth, we can use these moments as chances for personal growth. The key is to value ourselves, taking care of our happiness and well-being. Eventually, others will notice and give you the respect you deserve. And remember that even when others don't put you at the top of their list, you can and should put yourself first. This isn't selfishness. It's self-care and self-determination. By doing so, we can create healthier relationships, make choices more aligned with our goals, and live a more satisfying and meaningful life. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel if this content was helpful for your life. See you soon.